Welcome to Spurs Focus, your go-to spot for daily Tottenham news, transfers, and match updates. Don't forget to support the channel by hitting that subscribe button now. Let's dive into today's top story. Tottenham were to get their own taste of final heartache on Wednesday evening 3 months on from their European triumph. On course to add the UEFA Super Cup to their trophy cabinet, after winning the Europa League final back in May, PSG ensured that was not to be the case, after dealing Spurs the cruelest of blows deep into stoppage time. 2 goals to the good after Mickey van der Ven and Christian Romero netted either side of half-time. PSG really put Thomas Frank's men under intense pressure late on following some positive substitutions, and it resulted in Lee Kang-in finding the bottom corner in the 85th minute with a clean strike. 4 minutes into the allotted 6 minutes of stoppage time, and it was 2-2 after Goncalo Ramos headed home Ousmane Dembele's wicked delivery. It was the French side who prevailed on penalties as Nuno Mendes emphatically scored the winner after misses from Van der Ven and Mathys Tel. Despite the late setback and seeing a trophy snatched from their grasp, Frank can take plenty of positives from his side's performance. Tottenham were very impressive for 85 minutes of the contest, with the team causing the Parisians a host of issues. A number of players delivered big performances, including Pape, Mata, Sarr. The Senegalese ace was utilised in the number 10 role, and he offered plenty of support to Mohamed Kudus and Richarlison in the final third. In the absence of James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski due to injury, Sarr looks set to have more of an attacking role in the weeks ahead, and his performance highlighted that he will be a major player under Frank. A standout performer during Ange Postecoglou's first season as Spurs boss, the youngster's levels fluctuated at times last term, but he did swing in the all-important delivery that Brennan Johnson scored to win the Europa League. Sarr has immediately caught Frank's eye since his arrival at the club, and he was lauded by the Dane after his standout showing against Arsenal in pre-season. It was great. I know he won player of the match, and, for me, he was player of the match, he said after Sarr's goal sealed a 1-0 win in Hong Kong. He took it, the goal, so well and so quickly, saw David Raya was too far out of his goal, and put it away. By the way, I think Pape has been amazing. I really like how he has played and performed in the last 4 weeks, training and in games. He's building, and his all-round game today. Top. There is still so much more to come from the 22-year-old, and Frank's history of extracting the very best out of his players bodes well for everyone. Sarr once again delivered another impressive display as he brought plenty of energy to the team and supported at the back when required. The player didn't look too happy to be replaced in the closing minutes of the contest, and his exit did have an impact on the Tottenham team as PSG got their equaliser to take the game to penalties. Tottenham also missed João Palhinha when he came off in the 72nd minute in place of Archie Gray. The Portuguese international is such an influential player in the middle of the park due to his ability to win tackles, break up play, and get the ball moving forward. Palhinha was outstanding during his time at Fulham, and he may well prove to be Tottenham's most important signing of the summer when we take a look back at the 2025/26 season come May. Palhinha was very close to marking his first competitive Tottenham appearance with a debut goal seconds before Van der Ven stroked the ball home after the midfielder's effort was tipped onto the crossbar by Lucas Chevalier. His absence was felt following his substitution, and many Spurs fans have pointed to the decision to replace the midfielder, Kudus and Richarlison, as a pivotal moment in the contest. Palhinha was not too keen on taking his place in the dugout following his substitution, as the TV cameras at Stadio Friuli in Udine picked up on him a number of times, standing at the side of the technical area, shouting instructions and telling his teammates to calm down. It was a clear sign of his leadership qualities and his experience as he tried to get his teammates over the line. Having seemed to have been stood in the technical area for what seemed a very long time when he should not have been there. And he was eventually told off by the 4th official, who clearly wanted him to retreat back to the substitutes bench. Palhinha is going to be huge for Tottenham this season, and the same goes for Sarr. Both were extremely impressive performers against PSG, and it could well be a sign of things to come between now and May. The countdown is on to the 2025-26 Premier League campaign, and our pre-season guide is the ideal way to prepare for the action ahead. As well as in-depth analysis and opinion on your club, we turn the spotlight on every team, battling for top-flight glory or simply survival in the toughest league in the world. Also, full fixtures guide so you don't miss a game in what's set to be a thrilling season. Tottenham are making a surprise late push for Manchester City star Savinho. The 21-year-old Brazilian winger lit up La Liga with Girona and impressed Pep Guardiola last season. But Spurs are now in talks over a £43 million deal to bring him to North London. Could Thomas Frank pull off one of the biggest shocks of the summer window? Let's get into all the details. Tottenham have held talks with Manchester City over a shock deal for Savinho, it has been claimed. Thomas Frank's side remain in the market for more attacking players, and Savinho, 21, has been identified as a top target. The Brazil international signed for City in a deal worth £30.8 million from Troyes in July 2024, following an impressive loan spell at La Liga side Girona. While Savinho didn't contribute as much as he would have wanted during his debut season at the Etihad Stadium, he still ended the campaign with 16 goals involvements in 48 appearances. Now, according to reports, Tottenham are plotting an audacious move to sign Savinho before the end of the summer. It's claimed that negotiations have taken place around a package worth in the region of £43.3 million. City are not actively looking to sell Savinho, but he is open to the possibility, and Pep Guardiola tends not to stand in the way of a player who wants to leave. An agreement has not been reached, but work continues as Spurs attempt to land his signature in a surprise summer move. Savinho, who has 3 years left on his contract, scored 3 times and provided 13 assists for City last season. His preferred position is out on the right-hand side, but he can be used anywhere across the forward line. Having started his career at Atlético Mineiro, he joined Troyes in June 2022, part of the City Football Group, CFG. However, Savinho didn't make a single appearance for the French club, as he spent the 2022-2023 season on loan at PSV, before in 2023-2024 making a move to CFG sister club Girona. Savinho excelled in La Liga and emerged as one of the standout attackers in the division during his time there, scoring 11 times and adding 10 assists in 41 appearances for the Catalan outfit. City snapped up Savinho last summer, and he has been a firm figure in Pep Guardiola's plans ever since. But with Ryan Cherki signing from Lyon in June, Savinho's game time could reduce. Tottenham, meanwhile, are in the market to strengthen in attack. Mohamed Kudus arrived in a £55 million deal from West Ham earlier this summer, but Spurs haven't done much else in terms of bolstering the final third. This is where Savinho could help, and Guardiola often went on record to praise the ex-Troyes and PSV man last season. Speaking after he grabbed a goal and an assist against Leicester City last December, Guardiola said, "We're away from what we have to be as a team, but Savinho made an incredible performance again, like he did against Everton. He's a guy who can play on both sides. Today he finally scored a goal. He has an incredible ability and quality he's proven in that period. He arrived in the 6 months when the team isn't in the best moment than maybe he expected, compared with the past. He makes one action fine, second fine, third miss it, 4 mistake, 5 mistake. The 6th try again and try again and try again. And until the end, he tries. Defensively, he's not incredible in the 1v1, but his work rate is impressive. And he's so aggressive on both sides. He's had a lot of chances, but the moment you score 1 or 2, you'll score a lot. I'm really pleased for him for the game, the goal, the assist for Erling. On the left, he can make those crosses. The game he played was really good. We're just 3 days away from Tottenham. Hotspur's first competitive clash of the season, and it's a massive one. After a mixed pre-season, including a big win over Arsenal and a tough defeat to Bayern, Thomas Frank's men face Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Super Cup final this Wednesday in Udine. But that's not all. With Son Heung-min gone, Maddison injured, and the transfer window ticking down, Spurs still have major business to do. Let's break down the incoming targets, outgoing moves, and the huge week ahead for Tottenham. We are now only 3 days away from Tottenham Hotspur playing their first competitive game of the 2025-26 season. After some mixed results in pre-season, including a 1-0 win over Arsenal and 4-0 defeat at Bayern Munich, Spurs will be looking to win the UEFA Super Cup final against Paris Saint-Germain in Udine, Italy, on Wednesday evening. After their showdown against the Champions League holders, Thomas Frank's side begin the new Premier League campaign at home to Burnley on Saturday afternoon. Spurs fans have made it clear throughout pre-season that the club have so much more to do in the transfer market to ensure they are ready for a big year after finishing 17th in 2024/25. So, with the new season just days away, we have taken a look at the transfers. Both incomings and outgoings, Johan Lang and Tottenham, need to finalise before the transfer window closes on Monday, September 1st. A new number 10 is on Tottenham's shopping list for the 2025/26 season. There are a real lack of options in that area of the pitch right now, with James Maddison and Dejan Kulusevski both in the treatment room, and the club's move for Morgan Gibbs-White falling apart. At present, Lucas Bergvall or Pape Matar Sarr could be set to play more advanced unless one of Mohamed Kudus or Wilson Odobert is moved into the middle. A new attacking midfielder is a priority for Spurs, with Eberechi Eze of Crystal Palace. The player all fans want football. London also revealed earlier in the week that Frank wants a new senior centre-back to add to his numbers for the season. It perhaps isn't a surprise, given how much football first-choice duo Christian Romero and Mickey van der Ven missed last campaign. Tottenham are well stocked there at the minute, but one more addition could prove vital, considering the amount of games they are going to have on the agenda across 4 competitions. Son Heung-min is no longer a Tottenham player after this week completing a move to MLS side LAFC. The club have one huge task on their hands, trying to replace the South Korean, considering the amount of goals, assists, and big performances he delivered regularly. Speaking after the 4-0 humbling against Bayern Munich, Frank admitted that Tottenham will attempt to sign another winger if the right opportunity arises in the transfer market. Sonny was a key player for 10 seasons. He has left the club. We have both good young players in Mathys Tel and Wilson Odobert, and they are really promising and can perform, said Frank. Brennan Johnson can also play that side. As I said, we are in the market. If we think we can find the right one who can improve the team, then he will be signed. If we can't, then not. Dane Scarlett was one of 3 youngsters left out of Tottenham's squad for their pre-season tour of Asia to explore a loan move elsewhere. The striker has yet to get his temporary move away from Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and the hope will be that he can secure a loan switch ASAP. The striker's previous loan moves have not gone to plan, and the academy ace really needs to hit the goal trail this term if he is to have a long-term future in N17. Luka Vuskovic is now officially a Tottenham player, but he looks set to be playing his football elsewhere this season. The Croat has really made an impression with Radomiak Radom and Westerlo previously, and a third loan move is on the cards to help aid his development even further. Brian Gill is working his way back to fitness at present, after suffering a knee injury during his loan spell with Girona. The Spaniard clearly has no future at Tottenham, and the club must find a permanent transfer for him before the summer market draws to a conclusion. The 24-year-old's contract ends next summer, and Spurs will not want to lose him for nothing. A 7th Tottenham transfer before the summer deadline could involve Manor Solomon. The winger was in sensational form for Leeds United in the Championship last season, but he has not played for Spurs so far this summer due to injury. Time may be running out for the Israel international to make his case to Frank as Spurs' pre-season games are over, and their competitive fixtures start on Wednesday when they play Paris Saint-Germain in the UEFA Super Cup final.